Imagine discovering a leaked dataset online, only to find something impossible within its files. This data contained tomorrow's CCTV footage of you. You remember the cold glow of your monitor, the hum of your rig, a familiar comfort in the digital wilderness you call home. You're a scavenger, a digital archaeologist, sifting through the ruins of corporate carelessness and state-sponsored blunders. Your playground is the dark web. Your tools are a terminal and an insatiable curiosity. You don't hack for malice, not usually. You hack to understand, to map the unseen currents of data that dictate our lives. The latest bounty was a monstrous torrent, rumored to be from a massive breach of a global smart city initiative, one of those omnipresent networks promising efficiency and security while quietly logging every breath. Project Chimera Urban Analytics, the initial manifest read. Terabytes of raw data, traffic patterns, environmental sensors, public Wi-Fi logs, and of course, the crown jewels, surveillance footage from countless integrated cameras. Most of it was encrypted, but a significant portion lay open, a veritable ocean of exposed lives.
You plunged in, a digital diver in a sea of secrets. Days blurred into nights as you ran scripts, parsed logs, and indexed directories. The sheer volume was staggering.
Then, nestled deep within a directory labeled Alpha Test Feed 001, you found it. Not a database, not a log file, but a series of video files, all timestamped for the following day. Your scripts had flagged them due to an anomaly in their metadata and impossible future date.
Curiosity, a potent cocktail of professional intrigue and dark fascination, compelled you to open the first file. The video player flickered to life. And then, the breath hitched in your throat.
It was your street, your building, your front door. A figure emerged from your door, locking it with a familiar gesture. The figure was you. The timestamp in the corner screamed 2020X-XX-XX 0817:34 a.m. Tomorrow. A cold, electric dread snaked its way down your spine. You leaned closer to the screen, heart hammering against your ribs. It was undeniably you. The way your hair fell, the slight slump of your shoulders, the worn jacket you plan to wear tomorrow morning. You watched yourself walk down the street, head down, probably already thinking about that first cup of coffee. The details were uncanny, perfect. A dog walker you always saw at that hour passed by. The delivery truck that always blocked your view of the intersection rumbled past. You scrubbed through the footage, skipping ahead. You watched yourself navigate the local convenience store, grab a specific brand of energy drink, and pay with the exact card you had in your wallet. You saw yourself check your phone, a fleeting frown on your face, probably reading some insignificant news alert. Every mundane action, every unconscious habit played out before your eyes, a pre-recorded ballet of your own existence. Panic began to set in, a chilling undertow dragging you deeper. This wasn't some deepfake, your expert eye could tell. The resolution, the environmental reflections, the subtle distortions of light, it was raw, unadulterated surveillance footage. You checked the file hashes against known deepfake libraries, ran spectral analysis on the pixels, even cross-referenced GPS coordinates embedded in the metadata against publicly available satellite imagery. Every single check returned the same impossible verdict: authentic.
How? How could tomorrow be recorded today? Was it an incredibly elaborate prank? But who would have the resources, the motivation to stage such a thing, specifically targeting you? You were just another ghost in the machine, a name in a sea of IP addresses. You felt a profound violation, not just of privacy, but of reality itself. Your future, once a realm of infinite possibilities, now felt like a script already written, a path already trod. You were watching a ghost of yourself, an echo from a day that hadn't even dawned. The air in your room grew heavy, the familiar hum of your server rack morphing into a sinister whisper. Every shadow seemed to deepen,
every creak of the old house amplified into a warning. Then the footage continued into the afternoon. You saw yourself at your usual coffee shop, hunched over a laptop, just as you planned. But then a subtle shift occurred. In the footage, after your coffee, you didn't head straight home. Instead, you took a detour down a side street you rarely used, a route you had no intention of taking. Your future self paused in front of an old, abandoned storefront, one you hadn't noticed in years. The camera zoomed slightly, focusing not on you, but on a symbol spray-painted crudely on the brickwork above the boarded-up windows. It was an arcane glyph, a series of interlocking circles and lines, radiating an almost hypnotic quality, even through the grainy footage. And as your future self stood there, staring at the symbol, a new element appeared in the frame, a flicker, almost imperceptible, in the reflection of the glass of the storefront window. Not your reflection, something else. A tall, gaunt figure standing directly behind your future self, just out of your visible line of sight. Its features were indistinct, blurred by the reflection and the distance, but its posture was unnervingly still, its head tilted, as if observing you with an unsettling intensity. It was gone as quickly as it appeared, a phantom in a pre-recorded moment.
Your blood ran cold, an icy current through your veins. This wasn't just predictive surveillance, it was directed. The detour, the symbol, the fleeting specter, it was all part of a meticulously planned sequence, meant for you to discover, for you to witness.
This wasn't a random leak. This was a message, or a warning, or worse, an invitation. The realization hit you with the force of a physical blow. The leak was intentional. You were meant to find this. You were meant to see this tomorrow. And that gaunt figure, watching your future self, was it an observer or an architect? Was it waiting for you? The final segment of the footage showed your future self returning home. The same door, the same street. But this time, as you opened your front door, your future self turned and looked directly into the camera, a look of profound despair and understanding etched onto your face. And in that frozen frame, you could swear you saw a faint, almost imperceptible shimmer in the upper right corner of the screen, a tiny lens reflecting the light, a hidden camera you had never noticed, positioned perfectly, pointing directly at your current setup, at you, watching yourself watch yourself. The world tilted. The digital nightmare had breached the walls of your reality. Your free will felt like a cruel illusion, your future predetermined, a performance already recorded. The choice now was a torturous one. Do you try to alter your actions? Defy the footage? What if your attempt to change it is already factored into the recording? An elaborate loop of predestination. Or what if altering it unleashes something far worse than what the footage depicts? The silence of your room was no longer comforting. It was heavy with unseen eyes, with the weight of an unlived day that has already been observed. Every shadow held a secret, every sound a pre-echo. And tomorrow, you will live out the day you already watched, knowing that somewhere, out there, someone or something is waiting for the footage to match reality.